think I'm live. Okay, I think I am now live. So hopefully people can see me, and then if you have any comments, you can put them in the chat. Let me just check if it's coming up on my phone. Yeah. Okay, it looks like I'm live. So it would be great if you have any questions or any comments. Feel free to make this as interactive as you want. It can be a space for questions on the worksheet, on making vision boards if you have any questions on that. But what I was really hoping to do in this time is have a deep dive conversation. So have more of a conversation, not just about the practical tools, but of course any questions you have on that, ask, and we can go through those. But I also wanted to just dig a little bit deeper and see what's coming up for you after day one of the Vision of Success Challenge. So in today's workbook, you got a coaching prompt that was looking at writing a journal for 2025, taking a future trip 5 years from now and asking yourself some coaching questions, and then creating a vision board. And I also put a link in to see if you needed help creating vision boards. You can do this in a number of ways. You can either make a drawing, that's probably the simplest way. And I did put an example of a drawing that I did a few years ago when I was planning my vision for what I wanted to create a art exhibition. So you can see it can be super basic. Like that was stick figure drawing. And I was planning an art exhibition, so my artistry skills technically could be better, but it was really like I like just sketching things out really roughly. So make it as simple as you want. Or the other example I made today was just finding some images on Google and putting them together in Canva. But you can Google images, you can find images on Pinterest, you could look in magazines. So hopefully the vision boarding exercise, you finding a simple way of doing that. Because a big part of this challenge is I would also like to share the option to make vision boarding a practice. So not something you do just to set like this long-term goal, but actually get into the practice of using vision boards as something that can help you regularly in your life. So that's the intention behind the challenge, on top of obviously the big question of what is our definition of success? What does that look like? But using that question to also start this practice of creating vision boards. So there have been some comments in the group, which has been great. So thank you for those. I saw Yasmin wrote that her vision matched up really closely to what she has today. So that's really beautiful that sometimes these vision boards can actually just make you appreciate things that you already have in your life. But I have also heard from others and experienced myself, sometimes there is a bit of resistance to vision boarding. And I think this can come from a few different places. So let me just check this. So sometimes there can be fear for different reasons. And I think sometimes there's fear of the unknown. You think, can things be different? Will I enjoy them if they're different? Or how could I even take that first step? So fear of the unknown can sometimes put you off even asking the question of what do I want? Something I've experienced in my own life is also the fear of trusting your vision. So especially if you have been through the process where you've already created some kind of traditional success. So perhaps you have already achieved a vision that you had. You get it, and then you realize this is not what it's cut out to be, or at least it doesn't make you as satisfied as you would have hoped. So that's what I experienced in my life. That's what kind of set me off on this trajectory of digging deeper into myself and doing a lot of self-work. I achieved all the traditional success in terms of traditional from what I believed when I was growing up, buying property, getting married, having a corporate career, and I got those things, and they were going well technically. Like my career was progressing. I was getting promotions, like things were working out. Um, I was married to my childhood sweetheart. I was living in a beautiful apartment. And this was back in 2015 when I really got to this point where everything had come together, everything I had aspired for, um, everything that I thought, okay, when I get this, it's gonna make me feel satisfied. And then I got pretty much all of those things and was left feeling worse than when I'd actually been like trying to get there. So that kind of feeling can sometimes make you disillusioned in even having dreams and giving yourself the space to dream. Um, so so that can put you off. Another fear could also be around having not having control. And I think this year in particular has shown us all that as much as we have dreams, external circumstances can make a huge impact. So, how much power do we have, and how much control do we have over our dreams? So, all of these things, I just wondered, and if you're watching this later, feel free to just put in the comments below if any of these thoughts or feelings have come up for you in this challenge, or even thinking about creating your vision board. Because it's one thing having a practice, but it's another thing digging deeper and thinking, okay, what's going on for me personally when I start to ask myself these coaching questions? Because they can be really powerful and they can really open up this portal into a whole new world of possibility. So the reason why I think it's worth addressing these fears is because the practice of vision boards can actually help you find ways to test out your dreams and help you lay the foundations to build that trust and to build that sense of power in your own life. And how you do that is by making your dreams really tangible, real, and specific. So because on these vision boards, we're creating these really micro boards. Perhaps like in the workbook, I've suggested finding 3 images. If you have more time, you're welcome to find more. It's like up to you how many, there's no limit. But just having almost the freedom to say, okay, these are the top 3 things, or these are the 3 images that come to mind, or these are the things that stand out to me most. Already that's a huge jump forward, because you now have really tangible, specific examples of what your vision looks like. And what's great about that is that you can then start to see, what is it about these images? What are these images starting to tell me about what I want and what I can bring into my life? So I don't have to wait to create this vision. I can start to use those elements and those micro, tangible pieces of reality, and I can bring them into my life today. So one for me that comes up all the time, and I put it in my vision board today, but it's so consistent, is tea. And it's so simple, but it's tea, and in beautiful mugs and teacups. And if I start to dig a bit deeper than that, I think there's definitely an element of the tea that's representing, for me personally, especially when the images that I choose, the types of tea that I enjoy, it's got a certain like magical element to it. It's incorporating more nature and herbs and time out and peace and quiet and reflection into my life. So that's one part of it. It came up even when I was doing some personal coaching around relationships. But like in my ideal relationship, this person was always bringing me a cup of tea. And then I was in another group coaching program where, again, we were speaking about how to take care of yourself, and the sensation of holding a hot drink and this smelling it and having that presence in your space was really calming and nurturing. So suddenly, this tea, it shows me more of the different elements of what I want in my life. What are the different feeling states? What do I value? And it becomes a really practical thing that I can bring into my life straight away. I don't have to wait. I don't have to reach some pinnacle. I can bring it in today, and that way I can start testing out what does my vision look like and bringing elements of it in so I can make it real. So it would be really, really cool if you could post the vision boards that you create in the group, so we can start seeing what are tangible things that are really powerful to you and that'll make a difference in your life. And yeah, so it's looking at your values, it's looking at what's important to you, it's helping you prioritize, it's making your vision tangible and real. And it's going back to that process of just practicing creating vision boards. Another way that I use vision boards is pretty much every week. At the start of the week, I think, what's going to make this week look good to me? And I create a little mini vision board of the week ahead. And that was one of the coaching prompts in the workbook today, was thinking for 2025, what would a good week look like? But you can do that. Tomorrow's Monday, at the start of the week. You could create a mini vision board for your week ahead and think, what would a good week look like? And try and really get into the granular detail of the images. What does it look like? So however that works for you, if it is photographs, colors, activities, maybe you tap into feelings right away. What are the feelings that are coming up for you? And find a way of visualizing it so it becomes really, really specific and real. So hopefully that helps. I think if we go back to the fears, how you address them is stepping into the unknown, not trusting your vision, and also feeling out of control. The way a vision board can help is by making things really small, tangible, specific, and even by drawing it out, it can help you create an action plan. So for instance, the vision board that I've put into the group today, that was around my painting for an art exhibition, by drawing it out, I could map out the whole scene. And that helped me really quickly come up with a roadmap of how I was going to get there. I knew the steps I needed to take to make it real, and I could visualize the outline. It could help me with practical steps, like how many images do I need to create? How many paintings do I need to do? So it gives you your power back in a really simple, easy way. So that's the deep dive. I have more time. If there are any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. If anything comes up for you in the next few days, I'll be popping into this group regularly so we can have more conversations. So if you can't make these calls, feel free to watch them back. Tomorrow, I might try use the room feature and see if that makes it more interactive so we can have more of a conversation. But I will be sending out an email with the details for tomorrow so you can see them there. But thank you for joining. And if you have any comments, any suggestions, any feedback, insights, feelings, it will be great to hear what's happening for you and how you're finding the challenge so far. So have a great Sunday night, and I will send you tomorrow's challenge first thing tomorrow, and we will be back in our Facebook group tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. South African time, and translate that for wherever you are in the world. Okay, have a great night.